Hello and welcome to another edition of Luminar Coffee Break. I'm your host, Vanelli. Now, our topic today is how to add depth to an image using fog. So, before we get started, a couple tips and tricks to this. Make sure the image you're selecting would realistically look good with fog in it. Or better, if it already has some mist or some fog in it, adding more to it will add just extra depth to it, and that's when it's really believable. But just grabbing any image, slapping fog on it, doesn't always work. But again, you're the artist, so you decide what you like, and that's all that matters. All right? Here, let's jump right into it. So, here's the original image. Here's the original image, and this is what we're going to do with it. And notice it's not overboard. If you feel that you push your limits, come down here to the bottom, and I'm going to take the entire tools that we just used, all of them, I'm going to zero them out, and I'm going to slowly bring it up to where I feel it's not overdone. So that could be between 70 to 80% right here. All right? So once again, before, after. Now, let's see how we did it. I'm going to come down to the history icon. And right here, this is a great way to learn on what you're doing. If you look down in here, it'll actually show you everything I've done to this image. I opened it up. I started with a template. And then all I did was applied the new Atmosphere AI. All right? I'm going to come down to the bottom, so we start fresh, and I'm going to click over to templates. Now, when we say Luminar AI is built from the ground up using AI technology, we mean it. The moment you click templates, or the moment you actually open up an image, templates are presented to you. It's giving you suggestions based on what's in your image that you can follow. Let me get right to it. There we go. So it's looking at this image and it recognizes it as a landscape. So I could click the first one. I can look at which one. I can look at it and think, okay, I can just go through. Well, that's not bad at all. I like the dramatic results. I can come through and click on one of the images. Ooh, that looks really cool for like a night scene. And once I get inspired, I like that one too. And let's see this one. That's nice. You know what? So here's what's kind of funny. The first time I did it, I chose a clean look. And you saw how beautiful that looked. Looking at this now, I like going through the templates because now the templates will give me suggestions and ideas and things I never would have thought I would have done. So that's why when we say it's AI is going to analyze this for us. And again, the suggestions come back. You decide what you want to do. All right? So let's get back here. All right, so now, you know what? I'm going to stick to the backlight clouds. I also loved the night one, but let's stick to this one right here. Now, I'm going to come over to edit. Now, if I want to see what the template just did, I'll look at the tools. And if there's a dot next to the tool, that means that those were the tools that were used to create this template. If I do the same thing over here, I can see that created because there's a dot next to it. There are some tools that were used. Mood was one of them. So it used a LUTs, a backlit cloud LUTs, Pro, and of course it used super contrast. So it brought out some of the shadows. All right, so let's start from the beginning up here. I'm going to come down to the creative tools. Now for the creative tools, what I want to do is come right over here to the Atmosphere AI. I'm going to add layer fog. I'm going to apply a generous amount all the way to 100. Here it is. But watch this. Here's the depth. Look at that. It actually does 3D rendering. It does 3D rendering here, and look at this. How cool that is. So it does the 3D rendering, and it knows that there's rocks here, there's elements in the scene, and it goes around them. Look at this. Before, after. Oh, I love that. Yeah, Penwood made the comment that it's unreal to see the difference in each of the templates. You know, and I think about this. Think about one of your favorite songs, and then another artist comes along, and they totally change the song. You know, they have the same words, the lyrics is the same, the music is the same, but they sing it different, or they add different elements to that song to make it just wow. It's the same song, but they enhance it differently. And that's what I think these templates are doing. It gives us a chance to be creative and select different paths that we want to go on the editing. And how long did this take us? Less than 5 minutes. All right, let's continue. So I really like how that is, and I'm set. Now I'm going to come down. So it did use a backlit clouds as a LUTs. Here's the amount. Let's check what would happen if we change the contrast just a bit. Okay, so if I go to the right, it's going to make things look just a little sharper. If I go to the left, it'll make it look a little flat. The colors will be flat, and so the lighting. I just want to bump it up just a little bit. That looks good. And let's come right over to the Pro Tools. And we notice super contrast. And again, the contrast here focus strictly on the shadows. So they use 30. So if we want a little bit darker, we could drop the shadows back just a bit. That's good. And we already saw creative. All right, and let's see what light did. So it's over here, look at this. So smart contrast, they did the opposite. Instead of adding contrast to the scene, it took away from it. That's what's giving us that nice, not dull look, but not over in your face, sharp type look. See the black? Good, all that set. And adjust the curve slightly, nothing major. Great. Accent AI, this is our number one. It's my number one go-to tool. Look at this. It automatically improves the color, detail, tone, and depth of the image. And now Structure AI, this is, look at that. It's going to add structure to the scene. If there's a person in the scene, it's smart enough to know that it's human aware, that it's not going to affect the person. It'll just affect, the scene itself. And we're good from there. Guys, I mean, how awesome is that? Here's before and after, and it only took us a few minutes to get to these results. Now, questions I hope you guys want to ask, and there was a couple that somebody made a comment before. When is Luminar AI coming out? It'll be before the holiday season, which is coming up next month. So that's my hint to you. Look for it real soon. If you already purchased it, don't forget to sign up for Luminar AI Insiders. On Insiders, there's a wealth of information going on over on that forum. It's powered by the Moody network. So if you did pre-order it, see if you qualify for the Luminar AI Insiders. I know they had a limit of like 30,000 in the beginning. I'm not quite sure where we're at, but you can check that out. A couple other things is Angela did a lot of research, and our team fixed the new Mac OS update. Now it's going to work well with Aurora and with Luminar 4. So all of that should be taken care of. So let's check any other questions. Okay, all right, good. So the website says December 15th. Perfect, thank you so much for that. So the website says December 15th, so look for it between now and then. All right? Well, guys, thank you so much for joining us. If you have questions, please feel free to leave them in the comments below, typically before the show, so this way we can spend time after the show answering any of your questions you have. preferably on the subject that we're dealing with. But if you have a burning question that you just can't find the answer to, pop it in there and one of us will try to answer it. All right, and don't forget, please hit that thumbs up so we can show the producers how much you value the content that you're seeing. Well, I'm Vanelli. Thanks so much for joining us, and I'll see you at the next coffee break.